Welcome back to Smoky Ribs Barbecue. I'm Russ Jones. Today I'm going to be doing a bone butter burger. We're going to get started right now. It was around 24 hours ago yesterday that I took and I filled this container up with 4 quarts of water. And into that I added 1 teaspoon of salt per cup of water, 4 quarts, that's 16 teaspoons of salt. I mixed it all up until the salt dissolved. Now what I've got in this water is I've got Wagyu bones, Wagyu bone marrow. And that's going to be a big part of this burger. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull these out. We're going to dry them off a little bit. I'll be right back. The reason I let these soak in salted water for the last 24 hours was to leach the blood out. And as you can see, these are very clean looking. Even the bones look good. Now, I'm not going to worry about cleaning these bones up for presentation. I will be baking a few of these. I'm just going to take the marrow out of one of these that will be ground with our hamburger meat for this burger, hence the bone butter. People refer to marrow as like the butter of the gods, or I've heard people call it beef butter, and I'm calling it bone butter. So there you go. So I am just drying these off some. All right, I'm gonna turn my oven on to 350 degrees. I would do this outside, but today is a very dreary day. It's getting cold, the wind's blowing, so I elected to do an indoor cook today. So I'm just taking a knife and I'm trying to scoop out all this marrow. It doesn't have to stay in one piece because it's getting ready to be ground up. While you're doing this, just make sure you don't see any bone fragments from where they sawed these into. About 2.5, 3 weeks ago, around Christmas time, I was reached out to by Omaha Steaks on my Smoky Ribs Facebook page, and they were telling me about this new cut called the Omaha Cut Ribeye, and kept talking about it and everything. Would it ask me would I be interested in trying it? And I'm like, well, sure, I'll try it, you know. And this is a cut. They look like fillets, the way they've cut all the fat and the rib cap and all that off of this. I got to looking at these and I'm like, why in the world would anybody cut all that goodness away from this? And it dawned on me that they're doing like a lot of other meat purveyors. They're removing the rib cap and they're marketing that as one thing, and you have all this other meat left on that subprimal. So hey, rename it a different cut, and that's what they done here. And I don't know if this is a prime grade, high choice. It's got, like I said, some decent marbling on it. But this is what I'm going to be grinding up. And I can already hear the comments, grinding up ribeye steak. I've got the steaks unpackaged. I'm just going to simply cut these down to where the grinder can handle them. All right. And if you notice, I've got the bone marrow. I actually went into another bone and got the marrow out of that. I'm going to try to run somewhere around 20% bone marrow. There's not a whole lot of fat in these ribeyes. I mean, you got the specks of fat in there. There is fat in there, but the bone marrow is going to make up what this doesn't have. I might not use all of this marrow. I'll look at it and see. As I feed it into my grinder, I'll add a little bit of meat, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and I'll then give it a good mix with my hands after the fact. All right, before I form these patties, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to season this last bone. I just got salt, pepper, and garlic. Put a nice coating of that on there. I'm going to pop this in the oven at 350 degrees for around 10-15 minutes until it starts bubbling beside the bone and it's completely done and not raw in the middle. Now let's put some patties together. I've got a ring here that's going to help form and shape these burger patties. Just going to give them a light press. We're going to fill it up to the edge of this ring, which is about a 1/2 inch up. You don't want to overwork this meat. Just gently press until you get it like you want it. Okay, that's looking pretty good right there. Once I get all these burger patties put together, they'll go onto a cookie sheet and into the fridge to remain cold. They tend to do better when you actually cook them if they're in a real cold state. Just come out with this bone marrow, and you want to take a knife and you just want to poke in and make sure it's just like butter, and that's exactly what it's like. It's just like butter. It's done all the way. I've got to let this cool off to almost room temperature. It's still going to be nice and soft, but I've got to let it cool off before I can take you to the next step. Now I'm putting together a very simple sauce for this burger, and it's nothing more but mayo with the bone marrow. We can call it mayonnaise. So what you want to do is just scoop in. You don't want more than 25% of the bone marrow into the mayo, and that's probably about what we're going to end up with, about 25%. So I'm just going to mix this in really well. Now if you want to kick this up another notch, you could do like some roasted garlic, roasted in your oven, add that in there, maybe just a little squeeze of lemon as well. That'll help brighten it up even more, but this is really going to add to that umami factor in this burger. We've got it in the beef, now we got it in the mayo. Got my skillet nice and hot. I just salted and peppered the back side. Going to do the same on this side. This burger looks like it's ready to flip. I've got some gray about halfway up this burger patty. Oh yeah. That Maillard reaction, that crust, that adds so much flavor to a burger. And that's really what you strive for. A smash burger tends to have a wall-to-wall Maillard reaction because you're actually smashing it into the flat surface. But this is going to be great either way. Now for some cheese. This is a Munster cheese. I'll put a little water in for steam. Put a cover on it. Let's take a look and see what we got. Ooh, that's looking good. I do believe our burger is ready. We're going to remove this. Let's build a burger. I've got brioche buns that I've toasted. I'm going to apply some of this Marrow mayonnaise. We're going to apply it to the top and the bottom. If you don't like mayonnaise, then hey, put whatever you like. I know I get a lot of comments. I was doing good till you put the mayo on it. Well, I like mayo. My family likes mayo, so do it however you choose. Now on with a tomato slice or two. On with this patty. Now I've got a few slices of bacon. Let's put the crown on this bad boy. I think it's time for a taste test. My Lord, this burger is fantastic. The umami is definitely popping in this. And what I mean by that is it's just delicious. That's what umami does. It just goes over the top. It's a form of MSG, naturally occurring like in this beef fat that's inside the bones. Bone marrow broth is known to have the umami flavor. So when you got the marrow itself right into the burger, right into the mayo, it can't help but be delicious. This goes down as one of my top 5 burgers that I've ever done on this channel in the 6.5 years. It's probably in the top 3. Fantastic flavor. Hope you give it a try. I ordered 6 pounds of this bone marrow, and I'm going to be doing other things with it. If you have any ideas, leave it in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, smoke your ribs.